Hi, my name's Juliette Bryant. Welcome to my new episode of Healing Plants.
Oh yeah, the healing power plants, oh yeah. The healing power plants,
Another one of my
oh
personal
yeah.
favourites, reishi mushroom.
The healing power plants, oh yeah. With Juliette.
In today's episode, we're going to be making a healthy local soup. I'm going to be talking to a plant-based health expert, and we're going to be foraging and making an immune-boosting tea. So come with me and we'll find some local superfoods. It's so important to get vitamin D and sunshine on you. It makes such a difference to the immune system as the weather changes. So we want to get out in our local environment as much as we can, ground ourselves in the earth and go and connect with nature, connect with the amazing medicine that is all around us. This is one of my favourite trees in the park. It's a hawthorn tree! It's mid-November and there's still medicine all around us. These are hawthorn berries and we're going to pick a handful for our immune boosting tea. In my back garden I spy with my little eye one of the top sources of vitamin C in this country. The beautiful red shiny rose hip. Hold on, there's someone behind me. I wonder who it could be. Is it Mr. Bryant?
Juliette, come on up, come and join me. How you doing?
Hello. So everyone, this is Giles Bryant, my husband.
Namaste.
Yoga teacher extraordinaire. You've been teaching yoga for a long time, haven't you?
Well, I'm a child. My understanding is like a child, really, but that's sometimes a good thing. Here we are, friends, amongst the healing plants on the deck. Beautiful. Oh, what a beautiful day.
It's lovely to get the sun up here. It's such a beautiful sun trap, and it's so nice when you come up here because it's peaceful. You're above everything, but you're in with the trees and the sun shining on you.
Absolutely. I tell you what, Juliette, why don't we do a bit of yoga?
Okay.
Come on then, let's do it.
But...
Here we go. Well, you don't. This is the sort of yoga that we can all do. We can all do. Are you too warm with that top on?
Not really.
Oh. Okay. There we go. Watch out, everyone. I think yoga is best done. Trying to get more absorption of vitamin D means that you actually have to get your skin exposed to the light. To the light there. So
what are you doing?
Well, just I mean, I think really.
I do have a sports bra.
Oh, there we go. That's probably a bit better. So here we go. Might help us. So if you step back here, and we're going to face the camera. The well-being exercises. We're going to shake the body. Top of the head. Rub that scalp. We're going to cleanse and heal the body with the sound of ah. Cleanse and heal the mind with the sound of ooh. We're going to roll those shoulders.
It's good to roll the shoulders, isn't it? Because we hold so much tension in our shoulders.
We do. We're going to keep our feet down as well. Keep those feet parallel. Always all the movements gentle, calm. Listen to the body and breathe. Hands behind the back. Straighten and in breath. Forwards fold. Out breath. Upright. We're going to support the hands like this, and in breath, up, out breath. And remember what I just said there out there, guys. You always practice gently, focus on your breathing and practice with awareness. Forward stretch, and upright, and backward stretch. Should we try that one more time? Really gently, fold forwards, and up, and then fold back. Good, then we're going to soften the knees. God, I tell you what. Here we go.
Turning into an X-rated video.
Wow. Keep watching. Subscribe to our new channel.
This is a really good one for the digestive system, isn't it, Giles?
You keep your knees soft and keep breathing and keep moving. And it's a really good thing to do. Hey, people talk techniques of well-being from all around the world. This is a technique from China. Qigong exercise, where we bring the heaven to the earth and the earth to the heaven, and our friend Stephen Ash put a song with it. I invite the golden lights into the earth through me. I invite the golden light into the earth through me. One more time, I invite the golden light into the earth through me. We're just going to shake that body. I'll tell you what, should we show them the standing sun salutation?
Yeah.
If you want to face the sun here, Juliette, on that mat, you come in here. Excellent. So we're just going to go through this sequence. So we're going to lift up and then gently fold in down to the knees. That left foot's going to come back. So you see Juliette's stance is nice and stable here. She's going to move the right foot back, core stretch. Going to bring that right foot through. And again, balance, and bring that left foot in and sweep up to the sun. And rest in the heart. How's that feel?
Good.
Let's try another one.
Good stretch.
We're going to do that dynamic warrior stretch. We're going to come back, warrior stance. We're going to lift up to the sun. We're going to come back and in. Should we try the other side? We're going to come back, strong. We're going to lift up. Beautiful. How was that?
Yeah, good.
I really think
Nice to move
that
the body a bit.
it is a lovely thing, isn't it? I really think that with, you know, with yoga, it goes so much with the diet and with the nutrition that we have. It really does fit hand in hand. And one of the reasons that I went plant-based was because I was meditating and really tuning into the energy of the animals. And that's why really we decided to do the Peace on Your Plate project, which is, we're hopefully going to be the first ever plant-based #1 in the UK. And do you know that lovely song that we did, Juliette, Living in Harmony? When we can get all we need from the plants and the trees, isn't it time we stop all the killing? Animal has a soul, let's choose a kind of road. Live in harmony with our surroundings. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Ooh. Live in harmony with our surroundings. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Ooh. Live in harmony with our surroundings.
Beautiful song.
Well, thank you very much. It's the B-side for Peace on Your Plate, which, just check it out, peaceonyourplate.co.uk, and really support us. I'm getting a bit hungry. Are you going to put a soup on?
Yeah, let's go and make some soup. I might need some help from you in a minute chopping, but I'll go and get started.
To be honest, after all that excitement, I need to meditate a bit, you know.
I'm going to go start with the soup and he can join me in a minute. See ya. Brilliant. Phil's bin. Phil delivers our local organic box delivery scheme, and it's amazing because it's only 4 miles away. So let's see what we've got today. We've got all the colours of the rainbow: red chilli, orange carrots, yellow corn, green leek celery, broccoli and cabbage. We've got purple, even got purple onions, and white. We've got the potatoes and the garlic. I always like to put fresh greens in my food. So we've got some chard still growing. If you don't have fresh greens growing, you can always use some herbs. Fresh herbs are great. So we're going to pick a few of these lovely leaves to put in our soup. Ooh, if I can get to them. Sage is great for killing off bad bacteria. It gives a lovely flavour, so we're going to add this into our soup. Medicinal and delicious. My summer sun trap is still getting a little bit of sun, and look, we've got lavender, mint, parsley, and then over here we've got some oregano still growing and thyme. Oregano and thyme, again, antibacterial, antiviral, make a delicious addition to food, really tasty. So we're going to get some of that to give our food a nice seasoning. Here we go, all of our lovely fresh veg. A lot of people say, as a vegan, what do you eat? Well, as I showed you before, we've got this box full of amazing veg, and what's great about this soup that we're going to make is it's local. So it doesn't have lots of food miles, it's from our local environment, and it's organic, so it's helping the planet and it's helping us inside. So I need some help chopping because there's a lot of veg to chop and I'm not brilliant at chopping. Giles! Giles! We're going to get Giles, my yoga teacher, health expert husband, to come and help me chop because he's really good at chopping and he should be warmed up.
Hey, how's it going? First of all though, hygiene. You've got to wash your hands, Juliette, remember? And of course we're going to use this water saving, the Spa Tap.
Spa Tap's an amazing device created by a friend of ours, Stuart Mason.
Uses minimal water.
It's brilliant.
Absolutely.
To dry my hands?
You certainly can. So here we go. It's lovely to be in Juliette's kitchen. I always like to be in Juliette's kitchen. So we're going to make, what we're doing today, we're going to make the soup.
Yeah, we're making a healthy local soup. So
and
we've got the fire going there, so we're going to be putting it on there as well.
We are so plant-based. We are so, excuse me, we are so plant-based, it is unbelievable. We're cooking on plants. That's wood. Sustainable wood. Look, here we go.
We don't always cook on wood though,
but
to be fair.
Wanted to today. It's carbon neutral way to do it. So what we're going to do, we're going to get this...
okay, let's get these veg out. Going. So if you start by peeling some bits.
I'll start by doing some bits,
you do the onion and the garlic first.
Yes, madam. Okay. What I'd like to say as well, those of you I'm sure you know, a safe knife, a sharp knife is a safe knife.
Sound.
It's not a nice sound, but...
it makes my skin crawl.
There we go. So here we go, we're just gonna...
Okay, let's put this. So if you want to start with the onion,
yep,
and the garlic. Garlic is an amazing food. Garlic has naturally 30 different antibiotic strains in it.
Wow.
Now one of the tips with garlic that you should do is you should chop it first before you use it and leave it in the air, because when the oxygen gets to it, what it does is it helps to release the allicin, and allicin is one of the active components, the medicinal active components of the garlic. So we're going to chop the garlic and we're actually just going to leave it to sit. Now unlike that with the onion, when you chop an onion you actually want to put it into food straight away, because when the oxygen gets to it, what it does is it absorbs bad bacteria from the environment. So for example, if you had a cough or a cold and you were going to bed, you could chop an onion, put half an onion by your bed, and that would absorb the bacteria and viruses from the environment. So with that one, chop it and get it straight into the pan and into the water. We're going to put this all straight into water. So we've got 2 litres of water sat right there. So Giles has chopped that really nicely and he's going to do that. I'm going to leave this though, the garlic, on the side to just breathe so that allicin can get out and we can make the most of it medicinally, and the heat then won't damage it.
Did anyone notice watching at home just how incredibly sharp this knife is? A sharp knife, it retains the nutrients in the food, and it's actually safer to work with a sharp knife, a sharp blade. So if you can, invest in a decent knife.
It does make a massive difference when you sharpen the knife.
Just buy yourself a knife sharpener. And
so what we're doing here is we've got 2 garlic cloves, we've got 1 onion, we've got 3/4 of a lovely leek, and all of this is going into our pan to make this great soup. What's amazing about these veg, we're so lucky where we live because Phil Meisen of Moynes Organics grows the food first organically 4 miles away, and then picks them and delivers them the next day, so they're super fresh. It's almost like you've grown it yourself.
I mean, look at this carrot here. This is, and we're not being too fussy about washing this either, because it's don't panic, it's organic.
Obviously you don't want to be eating large amounts of dirt, so if it is dirty, give it a rinse. But actually in the soil, one of the things is there's B12. So B12 is an organism that is in the soil that when cows or other creatures eat that soil, eat the grass from it, the soil goes in and the B12 bacteria that's in the soil goes into their body. We get it secondhand then from those animals when we eat the animal products. And a lot of people say, obviously, if you're not eating animal products, well, where are you getting your B12? And B12 is super important for our brain, our nervous system. It's a real key essential nutrient for health and well-being. Now, I recommend if you are on a plant-based diet that you do supplement your B12. But with your vegetables, if they're organic and you don't rinse them and they've got a little bit of dirt, there's microscopic bacteria on it, then that's going to be helping support your B12 production. What they're finding at the moment with B12 is there's not a lot of bacteria in the soil. So Giles just put in a cup of cabbage chopped up, and now he's doing some corn. If we get rid of those
can I just say the reason that I'm so fast at preparing food is because of my dear old mum. And if you're watching at home here, mum, it's to you, because when they ran the art courses, my mum and me helping her sometimes, we sometimes have to do a lunch for 26 people. Boom, you just have to do it. And one of the best things my mum did was the salads. Actually, it was really the salads. Fantastic. Do you know what, Juliette? I think we maybe get it on our plant fire. What do you think?
Yeah.
Can we just get it?
And then we need to chop up the butternut squash.
Just sit that on there.
Is that going to be safe?
I think it's going to be absolutely fine. We're going to do
Giles is a Boy
butternut.
Scout, so I trust him with things like that. He's only going to make sure it's fine. So, yep.
We just thought that today, that if we wanted to do it on a, I think on a fire, it seemed to make more sense, heating plants.
Now, what's great with butternut squash, a lot of people think you have to peel it, but you don't have to peel it. No, you don't. You can eat the skin, it's absolutely fine to eat. So we're just going to chop it with the skin on. What we're doing in this soup, as I mentioned earlier, is it's a rainbow of colours. So we're getting loads and loads of cross-section of nutrients going in. And this is so important because each different colour helps with a different thing in the body.
Juliette, apples. I tell you what, apples. Wow, look at this. These are the apples that I've been storing. And look at all these apples. These are from our trees.
Hang on. There's a suspect one. We're just going to log that into the bushes and hope that we get an apple tree growing there next year.
I always like to put an apple in a soup, so
it makes it nice and sweet, doesn't it?
I'm just going to take off that very edge bit there, but the seeds, oh yeah, they're going in. Why?
Seeds contain B17.
Ooh, B17.
Which was shown in the 1920s to have cancer-fighting properties.
The 1920s.
That was a long time ago.
Philip Day wrote a book, the health researcher, one of our mentors. It was called Cancer, Why We're Still Dying to Know the Truth. Wow, that's a story, eh? So here we go, we're going to do a few more mushrooms. We're just putting veg in, aren't we, Juliette?
That's right, we're just putting veg in, lots of veg. You know, I love eating veg, lots of it.
You're going to put any salt in it?
Yeah, this is raw grey sea salt, so it's Celtic salt, so it's relatively local, and it means it hasn't been kiln dried. So what happens in that process is when you kiln dry it, you're stripping off the nutrients.
That's fine.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think we're going to be a butternut squash soup. She got a bit carried away there.
I was talking whilst I was chopping.
Oh my golly. I think
so you can put the garlic in now as well.
Put the garlic in as well now.
Okay, so what we've got here is we've also got some goji berries. Now, I said this was a local soup, and it is, yeah? Yeah.
No.
So, goji berries, in ancient texts, when you read about it, goji berries, yeah, ancient
What kind of ancient text?
When you read like herb medical books, it talks about goji berries being native to this country, and they used to be. So this comes from Cambridge, which isn't very far from us. A lovely lady who's come on some of my courses, her mum has lots and lots of goji bushes, and she came over with a massive bag of them that I am now keeping in the freezer. She gave me 8 cuttings, so I've got 8 goji berry bushes, hopefully, that will start growing well next year.
Absolutely.
So goji berries
are
one of the top Chinese medicine foods, so we're going to be adding that in. Half a cup of goji berries to give it an goji berries are very high in antioxidants, really, really good to support the immune system. Now we've got some bay leaves here from our garden. Bay leaves are very protective to the immune system. Again, antiviral, antibacterial.
I think they just give a great flavour as well. They make a nice stock. I tell you what though, I think we're going to need to go and get a bit more water. We had 2. I think we're making food for our neighbours as well now.
So here we've got oregano and thyme.
Are we going to take that off the...
Yes, peel it off the leaves. So what you do with this is you just slide your hands down.
Ooh, slide your hands down.
Wait, shut up.
What?
So that you're getting...
I don't know what she's talking about. So you're getting what?
So you don't leave the stalky bit in the water, you just get the leaves in the water.
Okay.
We're going to put some sage in. As I mentioned earlier, sage is antibacterial.
Temperature's rising in Juliette's kitchen. Oh.
Good job we're married, huh?
Oh dear. We did a song about that once. Do you remember how it went? Juliette's kitchen, Juliette's kitchen. Let delicious food be your medicine. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, that smoke's coming up a bit.
We've had this in the.
That's rosemary.
We've had this in the
drying.
house, haven't we?
Yeah, we've been drying this rosemary. Rosemary is one of my favourite herbs. Very good for fighting off infections, fighting off flus. So we really want to have all these fresh herbs as much as we can because they have such medicinal value. You know, these were used in foods for a reason, not just for the flavour, obviously that's a bonus, but because of their medicinal property. You know, sage was used a lot with meat because it was killing off the bacteria in the meat when it was cooking. So all of these things have reasons why we've put them in there, and they obviously add a really nice flavour. Let food be thy medicine. We're going to add some chilli as well because we've got some lovely chilli that's been growing November, and we've still got chilies growing.
We've got fresh food.
Amazing,
the thing is about it's nearly the middle of November, and look at that, Juliette.
Tomatoes,
that's
pepper.
A pepper. This is all fresh food. Look, we're not self-sufficient. We're nowhere near being self-sufficient, but we're having a little go, doing what we can. And all we can do is good, isn't it? And because the more everyone can do, even if it's a little bit, even if it's just growing your herbs. Do you want to just try something like that? There you go, might shut her up for a minute. Anyway, as I was saying...
Whose show is it?
Oh dear, as I was saying, these tomatoes are just so fresh, such goodness. I don't think we've got any basil at the moment.
We don't have any basil.
I tell you what though.
We've got chilies and peppers.
I tell you what though.
Doing badly.
I mean, I know vegetables have got some protein in it, Juliette, but where's the fat? Like...
Well, fat... Dun dun dun! We have some walnuts. Walnuts are local nuts, which are an amazing source of fat and protein.
Why don't you get the kids? We can put that on the top.
All right, come on, kids. We got some walnuts here. Great source of fat and protein. What are you going to do with them, Elia?
So we're cracking the outside shell.
Show me how you do it.
Wait.
Oh, nearly. Oh, that was a good crack. I heard that one crack.
I heard it crack.
Oh. Are they jumping about?
Ow!
Are they jumping? Oh, that's it. Oh, look at these good bits. Now we're going to pick these bits out and put them into the bowl. Oh, look at how lovely that walnut looks.
Elia, what's it like to crush these nuts and then eat them?
I find it's a very good way to connect with the earth.
Is it fun?
Must be tasty.
It must be quite nice to actually like gather food and then crush it like a caveman.
Wow, this is the best one ever.
Well done with those nuts. That's brilliant.
Ta-da!
Wow, that is incredible.
And the kids had such a blast doing it, which was great. So they're having fun, and it's a good food to have. We're not going to put these into the soup because we don't want to cook them. We don't want the good fats to be destroyed by the heating. So what we'll do is when we have the soup, we'll just sprinkle them on top, and then everyone can choose how much they want as well.
Juliette, can you just talk a little bit about...
Oh look, with pepper and chilli still to put in.
We're going to put that in. And can you get a bit more water for us?
Yep.
I think we've got a kettle just round the back there. Wow, it's so amazing to put food in that we've grown ourselves. Can you talk a little bit about you're saying about not cooking things. Obviously we're cooking these vegetables here. Probably chucked about another litre in there. We're cooking those vegetables here, but how much of the nutrients do you destroy when you cook foods? I mean, you can't eat parsnip raw, can you? I don't know.
Oh no, you can have parsnip raw. You can't have potato raw, that's not good for you. So basically, it depends on the food and it depends how hot you're cooking things, but when you cook things over 40 degrees, you start to denature the enzymes. So it's really good to have some raw food in your diet.
Yeah.
The more raw food, the better. But having a soup and a stew, some things bring out the goodness. So some things it doesn't matter if you cook them a little bit. But if you can cook something at a low temperature for longer, that's better because you're not going to be heating it to that high level where you're going to be destroying the nutrients. So slow cooking is a good way of retaining nutrients in the food and still having that delicious goodness.
Thank you. Are we going to put some rosemary in?
We did. We put some of that.
Should we put a bit of our fresh rosemary? Oh, and you collected this.
Oh yeah, we got Swiss chard from our garden.
Swiss chard from the garden. Just
there you go. There's some rosemary.
Rosemary, fresh rosemary.
And I think that is it. You've put salt in, haven't you?
We've put some salt.
Now,
we've got
salt.
herbs.
I want to talk about salt quickly because salt is one of those things that people go, oh, salt. We can't have salt. Salt's bad for you. But actually, table salt isn't good for you. But we really need good salt. Salt is essential for our daily functions. It's essential for our cells' health. It helps our cells to be electric and magnetised and pull in nutrients into our body. So this is a salt that I love. It's a raw grey sea salt, a Celtic salt. And when you look at it, it's grey and it's wet still. It's not been kiln dried. And this is really important because it retains its nutrients. Salt has approximately 80 to 84 trace minerals, which we need in our diet. So having salt, good salt, is important for your health. Obviously you don't want excessive amounts, but having some is really key. I'm going to make some tea.
You make some tea. Do I need to reboil this for you?
Yeah, you go do the tea, the kettle. And I'm going to make some tea. Tea is a really simple way to get medicine into your body from herbs that are around you. In the last episode we looked at loads of different herb combinations that you can use for tea. We're going to do an immune boosting tea. So we were out foraging earlier and we got some berries. We got rose hips and we got haw-berries. So we've got some here. I'm just going to take these leaves off. Hawthorn is very good for the heart. It's been shown to help increase circulation in the body. It's been shown to be immune supportive. So we're going to put some hawthorn berries. We've got a handful of hawthorn. We've got about 15 hawthorn berries and we've got about 6 rose hips. As I said before, rose hips, great source of vitamin C. So we're going to be putting rose hips in there. Now, this is really exciting, this stuff here. I love this. This is sea buckthorn. Now, this came from our friend's land, John, who in the first episode of Healing Plants we interviewed. And sea buckthorn is very, very high in antioxidants and also in omega-7. So all the things going into this tea are supportive of a healthy immune system. So we're going to put some of these berries in. Now, with these sea buckthorn, you've got to be careful because they splatter when you open them. So the best thing to do is actually to break off a twig and put it in like that, because otherwise you end up getting splattered in orange. I was picking them off the other day and was really stained in orange, but this way is absolutely fine. So we're going to put a handful of those in. Now we're going to add the hot water in a second when that comes. Ooh, there we go. So we've got a handful of hawthorn, a handful of rose hips and a handful of sea buckthorn. The other thing you could add to this, if you had some, we've now passed them a little bit outside, you could add dried ones, are elderberries, because they are highly antiviral, so they're really supportive of the immune system. So that's a really great combination of berries that you can put in. Now, when it comes to foraging, this is a really important note. A forager's guide is always make sure you cross-reference what you're picking. Don't go out and pick things if you don't know what they are. Richard Mabey did a brilliant book, Food for Free. It's a great way to look at it. There's a brilliant apps you can get now on your phone where you can photograph it and they identify what the food is. So always check what you're picking first of all, because there are lots of poisonous things out there and you don't want to get any poisonous things in.
Oh, here we go.
The next thing is never take all of the berries on a tree. You want to be respectful of the birds and of nature and not take too much of the harvest. So this is really important. So A, cross-reference what you're picking. Be careful and be safe. That's so important. You don't want to pick a berry that's going to kill you. Second of all, be respectful of nature and the animals that need to feed on those things. I left this tea to steep now for 10 minutes, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to use the side of this spoon to push the berries just to release some more of their flavour and nutrients into the drink, like so. Just gives it that extra bit of oomph. Okay, we're going to put the lid back on here and we're going to push that down so we don't get all the bits, and we're going to pour and enjoy. As I said before, having a cup of delicious herbal tea,
tea ready.
There you go.
Thank you.
Is a really simple way to start accessing the medicine that is all around us to really boost our immune system and support our health.
Has that got no sweetener in it?
No sweetener. It's the sea buckthorn, the rose hips, and the haw-berries, and it's really delicious. With normal tea bags, a lot of them have plastic in it, so we don't want to be drinking that. Why not start growing things or foraging things that are in your environment? Free tea.
Is that free?
Other than the heating of the hot water, that's free tea.
That's quite amazing. Should we go and have a look at the
Soup. Yeah.
have a look at the soup?
Okay, so let's have a look. That's cooking really nicely. Everything looks like it's softening up, and that smells delicious.
It looks really good, doesn't it? And the wood
that tastes
in here,
really good as well.
The wood in here is it didn't cost us anything, and a lot of it is just the cuttings from, rather than sending it all away to the council. We've just cut it all up, and and some of the wood we got given as well. And of course, when the tree grows, it's pulling in all of the carbon dioxide, giving out oxygen. So cooking on a stove, I mean, what an enjoyable thing as well. I think it's going to taste
You love it.
amazing.
The soup is going to... I just had a little sip of it sneakily, and it's really tasty.
I think
it's really, really tasty.
Slow cooking like this, it might even take over an hour.
It's definitely going to... If you did this on the stove, it'd be ready in about 30-35 minutes. But cooking it like this is not very hot. It's a very slow burning thing. It's not like we've got it on a raging fire. So it's really... It's smouldering. So this is going to take a good hour to cook. The way you know if it's cooked is you check the vegetables. So the carrots and the butternut squash are the things that will take the longest. So you just check that they're at the right softness for you. Everyone likes it at different softnesses, don't they? So if you like your vegetables a little crunchy still, then you can do it quicker. But it's always good just to check. But that is smelling and tasting really nice. Ah, so lovely to absorb the last rays of a sun on a November day. We still get it, even in November, and just making the most of it. Surrounded by plants and the birds singing, drinking my nice plant tea. But I'm a bit hungry. I wonder how that soup's getting on. Giles, can you bring me up a bowl of soup, sweetheart?
Oh wow, look at this. This is... Coming, darling! She's going to love this. And this wood's really doing well. I think we could cook on this for hours more. Often quite hungry, Juliette, but I know she's going to love some of that sauce. Come in. Go.
Yummy.
There's yours.
Thank you very much.
Oh.
You know what, one of the things I love to do when I get food is just to smell it and look at it and give a moment of thanks. You know, it's so important that we have gratitude for the food, for this earth that grows all this food, and by looking at your food and connecting to it and smelling it, you can really appreciate the joy of what you're about to consume instead of just blindly just going because you're hungry. Also, on a physical level, what it's doing is it's getting your saliva glands working so that you can digest and break the food down better, so you're getting more out of the food nutritionally.
Well, here, Juliette, is I've soaked the walnuts. Some people struggle to digest certain nuts, so maybe you do as well because you don't pre-soak them and activate them. It might help, I don't know, just some nutritional advice.
I'm alright, thank you for
right,
those.
I'm going to go for those. Just some activated nuts, as they say.
Oh, that's really
might
tasty.
Be a bit warm, but...
That's really good.
Is it?
Yeah, it's really good. It's not too warm. It's just right.
Oh.
That's got such nice flavour. The recipe for this is going to be on my website, which is www.juliettebryant.com. So if you want to get the exact recipe for this soup, then do check out the website for that recipe.
This is absolutely incredible. Plant-based nutrition, and it's
local.
Local.
Foraged.
Hold on, it's
grown
organic.
in our garden.
We grew some of it ourselves. The food miles on it was
the salt's probably the most food miles.
Yeah, there is Malden salt though, isn't there?
That's more been kiln dried, so it's not got those same level of nutrients.
It might not have, but it's still local. If you just wanted to, we could probably get. It's got so much flavour, we could probably manage without the salt.
The Celtic sea salt doesn't come from far away. It's still in England, so it's not. We've not left the country for.
But let's just say nearly all of this food was 4 miles. Was there any? But did this come in any plastic packaging?
No.
Oh no.
No
didn't.
Plastic packaging.
Oh, how about that? And I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good eating this food.
This is really good to support the immune system, to help kill any bad bacteria in the throat if you're feeling under the weather. You know, it used to be, my grandmother used to always say, have chicken soup if you're under the weather. Well, this is even better because no chickens were harmed in the making of it.
Yeah, I mean, that's just what old people believe.
But it's the soup factor, that it's that soup that had the healing properties, because in a chicken soup they put loads of vegetables and they put loads of herbs. So it was all of that. Yeah, it was all of that was going in, prepared with love medicinally. So it's the same vibe as that.
I mean, I'm looking at a rainbow. Do you know what? The goji berries were from China, so that wasn't local.
No, they weren't from China. They were in Cambridge.
But Cambridge isn't 4 or 5 miles away. But
it's only about 15, 20.
Yeah, so because that's one of the things that the criticisms that the vegans get. You see it, don't you? When Good Morning Britain, we're going to be on Good Morning Britain with Piers Morgan in mid-December promoting the Peace on Your Plate. And he goes on with people and he says, well, do you eat avocados? Do you eat almonds? Do you know how terrible they are for the environment? Well, not as bad as beef and pork and chicken and fish and eggs, Piers. But anyway,
I mean, I have to say, we do like eating those things, but we also like getting things from our local environment. And we do that as much as we can eat local, sustainable food.
I'd rather eat this. And where's the avocado in this? Where's the air miles? Oh, there aren't any. Where's the health and nutritious? Pump up the gym, pump it up.
So we hope you've enjoyed this episode of Healing Plants.
Thank you.
And we will see you soon.
In next week's dynamic episode, Juliette reveals one of the secrets of natural health: how to make fire cider.
Well, this is one of my favourites. Stay tuned for that.
In the next episode of Healing Plants, Juliette reveals her favourite 6 libido-enhancing foods.